I know it might be viewed as sacrilegious to some folks with the jersey I'm wearing, considering um, other stuff I own. So it might be frowned upon here, but I'm gonna be real with y'all. I don't really care much for college sports. I'm just here to support these athletes when they become pro. But either way, the Big O has been looking really great. Not just on the collegiate level, but its players in the professional level as well. Roll the intro. Hello everybody and welcome to week 8 of the 2024 and 2025 NFL season and my prediction picks. I'm your host Catherine and you're on the Blind Canadian Cat YouTube channel. And listen, to those who know, thank you for bearing with me for last week. I can't really say there's an excuse, but at the same time I can't really say there's not much to say. I've been doing these for years, but it's different when you're a high schooler making these videos. And your time space is just, after school, record, edit, and all you gotta worry about in life is school the next day. Here, there's adulting, and there's a lot more pressures, and a lot more just everything on you all at once. So, when you're not feeling it some days, you just don't feel it. And I think also just from a mental health standpoint, I've allowed myself to, be allowed to feel more. Because, when you're in high school, you kind of cram it all away because, stubborn teenagers, they don't want to feel shit. They're just, go. Go. Or at least that's how I was raised. And look how that turned out. I digress. But I'm here now. I'm alive, and as far as that is the case, I will do what I can to give y'all these picks. Damn, the sun just went down, so all the lighting's gone. But you know what? It is okay. Let us recap last week with another fantastic 12-3 straight up. Spreads are always tricky. 8-7 against the spread, still above 500. And then 13-2 on the total. I was making this, typing this all up last night before thinking how I wanted to do things. And I missed on Thursday due to a garbage time touchdown. I missed on the London game due to a garbage time touchdown. But then every other game afterwards, I was perfect. That Sunday block where I do 10, 12 games or so on there, I got them all. Monday night, I got them both. And had, the Chargers found a defense for 5 seconds or their offense was in hot, sneaky garbage, I would have been 3-0's on both games. I 3-0'd Baltimore and Tampa. Saw that one coming. Although not in that fashion, but I saw points. And I figured the Cardinals would be a shit show, but damn, the Chargers having no offense relying on their kicker really says a lot. Really says a lot. And that was one of the most chargering ways to charger a game I've seen in a while. Like, go back to the Chargers and Falcons from, a couple of years ago. I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but chargering. These Chargers know how to charger. What can I say? God, what is the sun doing? I don't know. Darkness. But, yeah, overall, we're still looking pretty solid. After so-so starts the first couple of weeks, we've been on a roll lately. And there's still plenty of time for a great season. So let's keep up the pace. And we're going to go through the games, I could talk about the pros and cons of some games. I could go through personal beliefs and all that. But at the end of the day, I already know I'm going to be wrong. So I might as well just commit to my personal feelings, my personal bias, and my personal thoughts. And I have every betting favorite winning their game this week. which I know Justin's going to be screaming from the rooftops, why would I do that? But I'll give you my reasoning. And this time it actually has nothing to really do with the spreads. Because of that 13-2 over-under I did, if you aren't already, feel free to join my lovely Discord. I decided last night, before I even set up anything, I'm just going to make score predictions for every game this week. So if you pop into Discord, you can just see all my score predictions. And you know what? Because I know how to do this, I'm going to actually go radio silent for 2 seconds, and I'll let you see those score predictions. And so I took those, and I put it all in. I put in like team over team, team over team. I didn't touch the spreads. I just put this team will beat this team. And then I looked up on FanDuel what those spreads were. And I kid you not, all of them were favorites. And a majority of them I had all covering. Which, in most cases, is fair. Texans over Colts, division game, so it's risky, but the Colts look like hot garbage. If Anthony Richardson plays, the Colts aren't good. They are not good. Texans played a hard-fought game against Green Bay. I know both those teams are good, and it went down to the wire. Yeah, Texans' numbers weren't looking that great, but it was a hard-fought, wired game. So I know the Texans are good. The Colts, they're winning, but they've been playing shitty opponents. So I don't care. I do not care. I will lay 5.5 for the Texans. I will lay 8.5 for the Ravens to beat the Browns. Now, with Jameis Winston starting, maybe he'll make it a competitive game. Maybe. I'm still going to lay 8.5. Lions, I'm going to lay 11.5. This was 10.5 when I made this bracket. Before recording, I checked one more time. It is now up to 11.5. I will lay it. Titans just got rid of D-Hop, who they barely used anyway. Calvin Ridley was a waste of money. I'm going to lay these points. Falcons, I'm going to lay 2.5 against the Bucks. They're going to Tampa, but Tampa does not have Mike Evans or Chris Godwin. Now, I don't want to say Baker's a scrub, because I love Baker. I think he's one of the better quarterbacks out there. But when you're out without your top 2 weapons, it's going to get bad. And I think Atlanta is definitely going to want this win after the hodgepodge of BS they put on the field this last week. Chiefs, 9.5. I set a reminder on my phone just to remember, just in case I forgot. But if you remember, I don't think it was during the preseason or just before. It was this summer. Raiders players had a Kermit the Frog puppet and were mocking Patrick Mahomes with this puppet. And I put a mental note. The Chiefs are going to kick the shit out of the Raiders because of that. I guarantee it. The football gods already hate us all by having the Chiefs be 6-0 despite Patrick Mahomes looking awful. Not just like bad. Awful. So, 9.5 on the road. I will lay it. If there is any game for the Chiefs to, for no reason, explode for 30 plus, 40 plus even, it's going to be this game. I guarantee you that Kermit the Frog stuff is hanging on someone's board. Mahomes' board, Kelsey's board, whoever. And they just traded for D-Hop too, so now they have weapons. I guarantee you someone's thinking about that. And the Raiders are going to be in for an ass whipping. I'm expecting that. Denver, 10.5. Now, no one should want to lay 10.5 to Denver, but they're playing the Panthers, and Bryce Young's back. And I don't want to shit on Bryce Young. Who knows? But, regardless if it's Bryce Young or Andy Dalton, Panthers don't look good. They don't. They beat the Raiders because the Raiders are inconsistent. No one cares. And Denver just put a beat down on the Saints, who, even with their shit show, are still better than Carolina. And yes, I'll say that even with Spencer Rattler in over Derek Carr. New Orleans is better than Carolina. Shit show. I will lay it. Now, I will say there are a few games where we could have a discussion. We could have a topic. Big one being the Bears and the Commanders. And I say this in the sense of we don't know what's going on with Jaden Daniels' health. We don't know. It's ribs. They're saying week to week. Who knows? But I'll tell you this. From last year, fun fact, Bryce Young and CJ Stroud played against each other last year, and Bryce Young won that game. The Panthers beat the Texans last year. So the one did get the better of the two. So now here we are with this game. Not to say that that's a precursor of anything, but like, the Bears' defense has been, above average. They've been good. And Caleb, as of late, has been finding rhythms. And DC, I don't know where this defense is. Not giving up points to the Panthers doesn't tell me nothing. Like, the Bears have figured something out. So even if Jaden Daniels was healthy, I was going to pick the Bears. And honestly, if Jaden Daniels was healthy, the Commanders would probably be the favorite of this game. The Bears are the favorite right now, which feels like, as someone who, trust me, I'll throw my middle fingers up to the rule for whatever, but even as someone who acknowledges existence, this is a game that the Bears should not be favored in. It's a road game. It's in D.C. Jaden Daniels may or may not be healthy, but even so, their backup, Marcus Mariota, was still able to lead that team to what? 33 points, because it was like 10 points before Jaden went down, or 30 points. Yeah, my boy Mariota, Big A. Well, he's 18 in Denver or in DC now, but Mariota led points. So theoretically speaking, there's not much of a down drop for DC. So I still ask, why is Chicago favored in this game? Are you telling me that if Jaden Daniels was healthy, Chicago would still be favored? That's what I want to know. So that's the only game where you can go back and forth on. I was going to take the Bears regardless. I had to, because I believe that defense would surprise Jaden maybe. And, Caleb's been coming to his own, so maybe he figures something out. But I was going to take the Bears anyway. But now that Jaden Daniels is questionable, they're making the Bears a favorite. So this feels like a chance to screw me, but I like it. I like it. Another one goes Bengals, Eagles. We're still trying to figure out... I'm trying to figure out both teams. I'm still of the mindset that the Eagles are figuring shit out and are probably going to be a mess. But now with Dallas also sucking, the Eagles have more time, I guess, to be a shit show in my head. I don't know if that makes any sense whatsoever, but it does. And Bengals are one of the best October teams. The Bengals are a great October team. They're a shitty September team, but they're a great October team. And last week against the Browns, the Bengals always struggle against the Browns. That is what they do. The fact that they won tells me it don't matter. It don't matter. Bengals are a great October team. I think Philly's doing a reverse of last year. You beat the Giants 28-3. Good job. You were shitting bricks that whole game, and Saquon had to be Saquon because he wanted to rage a vendetta or something against the Giants, which I would too. Hell, I'm glad they got that clip of Saquon like, yeah, I want the young guys to get in. Like, I could break a record, sure, but I want the young guys to get some love. If I were Saquon, and the first thing I would think about signing with the Eagles, going back to face the Giants, the first thing would be like, a 4-year, $160 million for that guy, and you're throwing me on a franchise tag? Oh, I hope I go for $200. That'd be my thought. If I were Saquon, I would have been petty as hell. Aw, hell no. You gave Daniel Jones money, but you wouldn't give me money? I'd be petty as hell. 100%. So good on him. That game probably should have been a bigger blowout than it needed to be, but, Philly, for whatever reason, disappeared in the first quarter or two. But yeah, I'm of the mindset, Cincy's a better October team, and I think, they're finding something. They got a little win streak going. They're finding something. You could take Philly. I wouldn't blame you. Bills and Seahawks go either way. Seattle, nice win. I think Buffalo's a better team, and now with Amari Cooper, Josh Allen has a receiver he could target 80 times a game now. So, good for you. Good for you. So I like the Bills. Had the game been a 1 o'clock game, I might have been more inclined to take Seattle because Buffalo is going East Coast to West Coast, but it's an afternoon game, so like the time difference shouldn't be that big a deal. Not in the afternoon. And I can go over these other games forever. Packers Jags. This has Packers trap game written all over, especially eking out a win against Houston. Trap game is very plausible, but I still like the Packers. Jets Patriots. I don't know if I like the Jets being favored by 7, but you know, I figure if nothing else, the Jets are gonna take an easier opponent and do what they're supposed to do. And that score thing, I did initially have, Patriots and Jets, but a Jets 7-point win, but the spread's at 7 exactly. So if you're asking me what do I think is more likely, I think there's a better chance the Patriots win this game than the Jets winning by 7. So that's why I picked the +7. And then this was the only thing that kind of hit me. Because, what was it? I had Chargers 22-13 over the Saints. The Chargers are favored by 7.5. After a loss, they're favored by 7.5 on a short week against a team who played on a Thursday game. I was justing on why is this spread so high. This is gross. But ultimately, I am going to lay it for the sole fact of I think the Chargers are better than the Broncos. I think the Chargers have a better coach than the Broncos. And I think the Saints are hot, steamy garbage. Like, garbage. So, I hope the Chargers can find some offense and not Charger themselves into the dirt. But they should win this game. They should absolutely win this game. And they should win by 10. I think I have them winning by 9. They should win by 10. Chargers should win this game. And 7.5 should be doable for them if they don't Charger themselves. Ugh. And then Tua's coming back. So, the Dolphins do good when Tua's in the lineup. They just do. So if he does play, I'm taking them to win. Arizona is that 500 team that I don't know how to feel. I don't know what they're going to do. But I know Miami. If it's early in the season, Tua's healthy, they're going to win. In a game where it's even or Miami is an overall better team, a healthy Tua Miami team is a tier above this Arizona team. That's just facts. That being said, I have this coming down as a 3-point game. So +3.5, I will take Arizona. There's a good chance that Tua might actually have scrambled eggs for a brain. So I'm going to take the +3.5 because I wouldn't be surprised if Arizona did win this game. But healthy Tua, they should win this game. I think I covered all my spots more or less. The only thing I'll say about the Vikings for the Thursday night game, the line curse scares me. The Lions have a curse lately where opponents they play, the next week that opponent loses. It has happened for every team. Rams last week too. I'm too lazy to remember the rest, but every team that plays the Lions loses the following game. And I think Cooper Kupp is going to play for the Rams this week. So there is that scare. But I do think the Vikings are a good team. Rams, I don't know what to say for them. I don't. And again, could it be because of Cooper and Puka being down? Probably. But I'm not putting too much into it. I'm rolling with the Vikings. And Justin, I'm going to fight you because my little score thing I wrote on Discord, I watched your video like an hour after I did that. He had the same score that I picked for this game. Him and I had the same score prediction for the Thursday night game. And that's hilarious. But yeah, other than that, I think I blabbled for a lot, so I'm just gonna slide here. I'll do a quick 60-second or however long it takes for this to scroll. Might as well just do it all here rather than trying to edit it in the middle of my yapping. But yes, these are all my picks. I am picking every favorite, and I'm only picking, what, 2 dogs to cover their spreads to make it a close game. But I am picking every favorite. And yes, this means I'm probably doomed for a 10-6 week. Maybe an 8-8 week. Who knows? But, again, I made score predictions before I even saw the spreads. And my score prediction says all these teams are going to win. So, either I'm Vegas, or, well, I don't know. But yes, all these spreads and picks are based off the scores I entered on my Discord. That's all it is. So that is why. I'm going to say that's good enough. And then we'll do a peep into fantasy. 4-2 across the 6 leagues. But unfortunately, another loss in the LOA. I am 1-6 there. And I'm not going to make shit. And it's not just 1-6. I'm not scoring. Like, I don't have the numbers on me. I'm not scoring in that league. So, I just have bad luck everywhere I go. And it is what it is. But maybe all that good luck is being transferred elsewhere. Oh, what was it? The Prague's Professional Dynasty League. I was down, I want to say, 50 points, 60 points, heading into Monday night. With Baker, with Zay, with Andrews, and I think I had Antoine Winfield as an IDP player. All of them did enough to help me mount a comeback, down, 60 points I think it was, to beat Kris. So now I am 6-1 in the Professionals Dynasty in the league. I am 6-1. And now, as a bonus, Nick Chubb's healthy. Let's see if we can get on a roll. So now I have more running back upgrades. I'm 6. This is, like, I was 3-11, or like 3-12, something like that, 3-11 last year. And I made a couple of trades for running backs. Made a trade for Antoine Winfield to be in an IDP, which he was out for most of the season so far. And my draft picks don't really get much shine here. So it's the trades for the running backs I made, and a lot of my pieces from last year. And we're 6-1. We have a shot. So we're going to keep going. And as far as the other major league, the Ante and Co pool, I did grab another win in there. I believe I'm 3-4 in that league, which right now is, of course, tied for like those last seeds. I think 6 through 10 are all 3-4, something like that. So it's like it's all just congestion junction, blah 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 blah. I can just look it up right now. Yeah, 3-4, 7, 8, and 9, or 6, 7, 8, and 9 are all 3-4, and because I have the least amount of points, I'm down in that 9 spot. But yeah, 6 through 9, they're all 3-4, but 5's 4 and 3, so like we're all right there. And again, plenty of season left to be played. The halfway point mostly for most leagues. So anything can happen. And with that, that is going to be all from me. You are on the Blind Canadian Cat YouTube channel. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, Canadian Cat CP, Instagram, Blind Canadian Cat. Hop into my Discord, where you can see these score predicted yourselves, or we can talk other stuff. I got sports, I got rap battle stuff, ERB, where you at? Are you going to do another election battle or nah? Avatar stuff, I love Avatar. And, yeah. And also, brand new, follow me on Blue Sky. I did make a Blue Sky account. I can't admit to be the most active on there, and I made it like a year ago when it was becoming a thing, or whatever, how long ago it was, and like I shit posted on it once or twice, but that was it. But now with Twitter possibly going into more shit, I made a blue sky, and I'm going to try to use it a little more, just to be safe. I have too many cords over here, so I'm trying not to trip on myself. And with that, that is going to be all from me. Choose peace, accept love, and have big trust. Let's go, Oregon. And congratulations to the New York Liberty as well for winning the WNBA championship. Liberty are champs, Sabrina of Oregonian Pride. Ducks are the 1 seed. Ravens are balling 5 in a row. Marcus Mariota got to shine in the Sunday night game, or in the Sunday afternoon. Him and Lamar in the top 3 for passer ratings for week 7. My agendas are being filled. Oregonian Pride, loud and proud. And with that, I will catch you all in the next video. Mwah. Mwah. Mwah.